I'm Haruhiro Kitagawa, a college sophomore who just turned 20. I started living alone when I got into college, but I couldn't get a girlfriend. And every day after class, I'd just go home. It was raining that day, and I didn't feel like going home right after class, so I headed to a park near my house with a lot of greenery. There's a place in the park with a little wooden roof and bench. I love hanging out there on rainy days. But there was a visitor ahead of me that day, and it was a high school girl. Why is she soaking wet? There's no high school nearby, so I wondered why a high school girl was there without an umbrella, sitting deep in thought. After thinking about what to do, I decided to talk to the high school girl. Are you okay? The girl who looked up at me had blonde hair and looked like a gal at first glance, but she was so beautiful and stylish that I almost fell in love with her at first sight.
Do I look okay?
No.
Then don't ask questions like that. Leave me alone.
The girl immediately turned away. Maybe I should have backed away, but I just couldn't leave her alone. Oh, use this umbrella then. You'll catch a cold if you stay here.
But you'll get wet.
My house is right down the street. It's just a short run.
Okay, then you can do whatever you want with me, so let me stay over.
What? You want to stay over at my place?
Didn't you hear me?
But I can't just let a stranger stay over.
I'm Akine Nagase. You?
Haruhiro Kitagawa. No, that's not what I mean.
Haruhiro, huh? Now that we know each other, it's fine.
No, but...
Achoo!
Then Akine sneezed. Her shoulders were shaking slightly, so I gave up trying to question her. I never thought I'd bring home a high school girl on a rainy day, but now that I have her here, I have no choice. Go ahead.
Excuse me?
You'll catch a cold like this, so why don't you take a bath first?
Thanks, but don't peek.
I wouldn't do that. I'll get you a change of clothes. Put your wet clothes in the washer. Oh, the shower is over there.
That look in your eye is suspicious, but thanks for everything.
I was involuntarily struck by Akine's smile, which made me nervous. I never had anyone over since I lived alone, so it was weird. And even more unrealistic since it was a beautiful high school girl.
Hey.
Whoa! While I was thinking about that, Akane was out of the bathtub before I knew it. A high school girl in my room clothes still didn't feel real.
What's that?
Leftover stew I made yesterday. It'll warm you up from the inside.
You're kind of like a mother.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest compliments I can give. A normal person wouldn't let a complete stranger in their house, and if they saw a high school girl in the shower, they'd peek.
That's just prejudice against men.
Most men do, and to top it off, you're even heating up some stew. You're beyond kind, making you stupid.
Stupid is an exaggeration. Besides, I wouldn't peek in the shower in a situation like this.
Yeah, I guess my hunch was right after all.
Then, as we ate the warm stew together, Akane started talking to me about her story before I found her.
My mom died when I was little, and my dad was really strict with me.
Akane was gradually pressured by her father's strictness, and one day she got fed up with everything and started to rebel against him by dyeing her hair blonde.
In the beginning, we fought every time we saw each other, but now he doesn't even bother with me anymore.
Then one day, Akane was unreasonably harassed by a girl who was considered an enemy at school. The angry Akane and the girl got into a fight, and her parent called her parents.
My dad doesn't care about me at home, but he's the kind of guy who only cares about what people think of him, so he didn't listen to me and try to make me apologize one way or the other.
Akane was so angry at the way he treated her that she finally ran away from home. But she didn't have any close friends, so she went from one acquaintance's house to another. But after about a week, she had reached her limit. And although she had been staying at girls' houses, there were no more places for her to stay. Akane had no choice but to stay in a man's house who was introduced to her by an acquaintance. But the man soon showed his true nature and came to her for a physical relationship.
At first he was nice to me, so I thought it would be okay. And then I managed to get away. You know the rest. I'll do anything you say, so let me stay here. Aren't you happy you get to live with a high school girl, too?
By do anything, do you mean dirty things too?
Maybe a little bit if it's you, Haruhiro.
Oh, sorry. I meant it as a joke.
You shouldn't have said anything if you're gonna get so flustered.
It doesn't matter. But if you're gonna stay at my house, you're really gonna have to do what I say.
I'll do anything you want, as long as it's not something naughty.
I told you I wouldn't do that. Just so we're clear, you don't want to go home right now, right?
That's the only thing I can't do. I don't want to see my dad right now.
It's already late, so you could stay over if you want, but your parents will be worried about you tomorrow. You should call them.
No way, no way! You need to let me stay here forever.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yay, you're the best.
I ignored Akine's joke when she asked me if I wanted to sleep with her and let her sleep on the bed and slept on the floor myself. She really is a handful. A week at most. I decided that was the limit and decided to take care of Akane. I was worried about how it would go at first, but we went shopping together, cooked together, and time went by. Surprisingly, Akane was a good cook.
I used to cook for my dad.
Seeing Akane say that with a smile, I felt that Akane must really like her father. I can't just leave it like this. And a week had passed, which was the period I decided to keep her for. So I had to tell Akane properly. My dad died when I was little, and my mom and sister raised me.
What?
I'm close with my mom and sis, and I'm grateful to them for taking care of me. But I wonder what it would be like if my dad were still alive. Sometimes I wish we could have talked. You might not like your father right now, but if you keep doing this, you might regret it someday. I heard you talk about the time you cooked dinner for your father, and I'm sure you actually want to get along with him. Akane put her chopsticks down and listened intently, and then seemed to be thinking about something with a complicated look on her face. I can't order you to do this one thing, but I think you should have a proper talk with your father once.
I guess so. I enjoyed spending a week with you, but the memories of eating dinner with my dad come to mind. I know I can't go on like this.
I'll do my best to help you reconcile with your father then. We're gonna be busy tomorrow morning, so be prepared. Akane wants to reconcile with her father after all. I'll do my best to help them. The next morning, my sister, to whom I'd explained the situation beforehand, arrived. I asked my sister to bring clothes that would look neat and clean, and I asked her to coordinate Akane's clothes and makeup completely.
I'm Haruhiro's sister.
Oh, I'm Akane.
Well then, let's get started. One guest coming in.
Huh? What?
From behind the partition, I could hear the girls talking for a while about how the fabric was too nice and how cute she looked in whatever she wore. The moment I saw Akane come out after getting dressed, I couldn't help but stare at her.
Stop staring!
Sorry! I thought she was pretty to begin with, but Akane with her neat outfit and makeup was even prettier.
Akane's pretty to begin with after all. It's not over yet.
My sister seemed to be really happy, and this time she took Akane to her favorite hairdresser. Akane came out about 2 hours later, and she had become a perfect, innocent beauty that I couldn't help but admire. Whoa! Then we went home, and I talked to Akane again. Changing your appearance won't change much, but at least he'll listen to you. So tell him everything you're thinking honestly.
Do you think he'll listen?
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Okay.
I saw Akane off. Akane had only been with me for 1 week, but the room to myself felt incredibly spacious. I saw Akane one more time in the park after that. As a result of Akane communicating her true feelings, she was able to reconcile with her father. Akane's father was under pressure to raise her well after her mother passed away, so he was very strict with her. But because of this, Akane started to rebel, and he didn't know how to treat her anymore. But they told each other everything they were thinking, and they were able to make up a little bit. And now they're starting all over again as a parent and child.
I promised my dad that I'd go to school properly, so I guess that's the end of our cohabitation.
That was the original plan, but it's kind of sad.
I want to be with you.
Now that you've made peace with your father, go to school as a high school girl and be happy.
Now you're like a father. I'll come see you again.
Akane says that and leaves the park. Thinking how I was going to go back to that big room again, I couldn't move from the spot for a while. Then the months passed and I was a junior in college. I couldn't forget my life with Akane and I spent my ordinary days lonely. But it was really suddenly when those mundane days changed again.
Horihiro!
Whoa! There she was, Akane, looking a little more mature. What are you doing here?
I studied really hard to get into the same college as you. I won't let you go anymore.